a broadcasting legend in his own mind. He's known to be prickly and very opinionated. It's time to get in the huddle with your host, Coach Muddle.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle. Nevada Nick, Captain Jack, how you doing today, gentlemen?
Doing well.
Yarg! That says it all right there.
All right, Captain Jack, fired up. I'm getting it ready here, Captain Jack, so you can
I'm sharing it.
Invite.
Yeah, I went on your page. So this way,
I did it wrong again, Nevada Nick. I didn't do it in the Coach Muddle page. I screwed it up, but it's okay.
Well, I got it wherever it was. In fact, what I did was in my advertisement, I said it's either here or there. And then I just went on the in the Huddle with Coach Muddle page and just shared the live link. So I got you twice.
Perfect. Thank you, by the way. And YouTube, we're almost to double digits, so I want to appreciate everybody who's jumped over there and subscribed.
You're known as what's called uncoachable. Let's just put it like that.
That's right. In a lot of circles, I'm considered uncoachable. So we'll go. And by the way, Nevada Nick, and I forgot to post this up because Captain Jack's good friend Tommy out in London, England, out there, he was posting odds on the new name for the Redskins.
Right.
He was.
I get is Red Tails the front?
I think it's going to be Red Tails or Red Wolf are the two favorites.
What's a Red Wolf? Is that a thing?
No. It's a thing to keep your colors.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Like I said, I would go with pigskins. I mean, if football's a pigskin, like I said, I know you still can say the Skins. You can call them the Skins still. I mean, or you go Washington Generals, Washington Warriors. Like, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I see Generals you can go with, and it has the military ties. You have the Pentagon right there.
And again, I'm trying not to be political, but I think Donald Trump some money because I think he owns the rights to the Generals because he used to own the Jersey Generals from the USFL.
Yeah, well,
but they're defunct now, Coach.
I know, but I'm saying I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, though. As somebody that has recently been on for information about trademarks, okay. Right. And I asked the guy, I said, so when this gets registered, so it goes TM to the R, once it gets registered, it's like 5 years. Okay. So I would have my name and a couple other things, my name is trademark. So anybody that's out there that thinks they're going to be Captain Jack with Raiders, I wait till my lawyers come after you. Okay. Anything on that.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that in 5 years, you gotta keep running it up. Unless
it's like your website, it's just like your website. You got to pay and up it every.
One thing that happened with the Redskins too. A guy went out and I think bought the domain names for a bunch of names that they may use, so that the Redskins are now going to have to pay them for the rights. I
remember that was a big thing back when the internet.
ESPN or something. You're going to want ESPN.com and make it simple. If you register that, they're going to pay $1 million for it. But I mean, there was a lot of people that made out pretty with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know of somebody personally with a similar thing for a certain team that's moving from California to another state next to it. I won't go into that, but they got a website and it was available. So I think will probably make out well. Let's just say that. Good.
Now, Coach, as you know, today is July 14th. So I believe it's tomorrow at 3 p.m. You have to sign your franchise players to long-term deals. So Chris Jones got signed today. He got, I think, 4 years, $85 million, the defensive tackle for the Chiefs. But they said, I heard a report today that basically Dak and the Cowboys haven't even negotiated since March. And I think, it's a bad. I just think it's a bad thing right now between the Cowboys and Dak. And unless he comes out and has, a top 3 type year and they make some sort of playoff run, if you're the Cowboys and you have another 8-8 or 9-7 season, are you going to really be willing to throw $40 million a year at him? I mean, I think they know now. Look, Goff and Wentz got $32 million. That was a year ago. That they might give him 35, but I don't think they're budging off that. I think they're not going to go into the 40 million range like Dak wants, and they're not going to approach Mahomes because he's not a Mahomes type talent.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And honestly, I just think Dallas just, they didn't handle this right. It's kind of the Redskins when they had Kirk Cousins. It's that whole deal. I think they're going to go round and round, and Dak's going to wind up walking.
He's the first Cowboys quarterback ever to be franchised.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, look at here's my surprise face with apologies to Macaulay Culkin.
So, and Chris Jones, also Miles Davis, or Miles
Davis, the jazz player.
Yeah,
Miles
the jazz player. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Coach, he got a huge deal. 5 years, $125 million. I was a little surprised by that.
I was surprised too, because maybe because you're in that hole that's Cleveland. I don't. Is
that you?
I don't see it. I don't know,
Coach,
Tommy, you got to jump into onto the thing. You can't use Messenger because I can't see it. Tommy, I can't
do 2 things at once, let alone one.
Multitask that much.
Yeah.
Jump on the show. We're on Facebook. I sent you an invite. Come on the show, Tommy.
Come on, Tommy.
I can't multitask that way. I'm sorry. But
good soul.
Maybe it is, but maybe it's just because it's Cleveland. I don't think of him when
He's had good stats, but you got the suspension last year though too, where he does something stupid like he does. And to me, you got to factor that in. I mean, I think you factor that in a little bit. He's going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, and I don't think he's worth that money. I think he's a nice player, but he's not the, he's not the best non-quarterback.
Nevada Nick, Captain Jack, when you start rattling off pass rushers, I don't think
he doesn't even begin the top 5. You go and get a bunch of other people, and then like he'll be sitting there like on the outside of the circle. Aren't you forgetting somebody? Aren't you forgetting somebody? But it's like his name. You can go and okay. I can't even think of him right now, but I know that if I sat down there and I'm like, well, there's this guy and this guy that'll be the Bosas. Let's see the other guy that plays for the Chargers on the other side. Let me see some guy that plays in Chicago that used to play out in the West Coast is a decent pass rusher. I don't know, but you couldn't even mention him. You wouldn't even mention him.
Well, the one thing I will say, look, he had 10 sacks in 10 games last year before the suspension, and he had 13 and a half in 16 the year before. So he's getting sacks. He's putting pressure on. Now, Coach, do they run a 3-4 or a 4-3? Do you know?
I think it's most teams are running like a hybrid, so you can't really say that they're in a 3-4 or they have that 3-4 package and then they kind of move to a 4-3.
Because I know when Greg Williams was there, it was 3-4 because Greg Williams is a 3-4 guy. So I know that. So he had 13 and a half with Greg Williams in the 3-4. So, but he's definitely, to me, he's that second-tier type defensive end that should get a nice contract, but not 5 years and $125 million. That's a Joey Bosa contract. Like Captain Jack said, that's a top 5 defensive end type contract.
Yeah, and like I said, good kid, But like I said, why are you paying him to be the most expensive player that doesn't throw you the ball? I mean, I can see when the Rams gave what's his nose? I can't remember the guy.
Donald?
Aaron Donald. Thank you there. I knew he was a Ram. I knew it was like Aaron Donald, which is why Donald and Mac were going back and forth on who was going to sign the contract first, because then he knew what the numbers were. Aaron Donald was worthy of that contract, okay?
Right.
And defensive player of the year.
And still is, right? But that guy, I even mentioned his name. Usually I call him 50 Who. 50 Who was not worthy of the contract that he was looking for, which is why he was dealt to the Bears. And, Myles Garrett, he's a decent piece, but what else do you have in Cleveland, really? I mean, they got rid of Demarius Randall because the Raiders picked him up, and then the Raiders ended up giving one of their safeties, the kid out of West Virginia that went over there, a smaller guy. It was basically a trade. No. Abram was the rookie. Right. I can't remember his name, but anyway, it was basically a trade without it being a trade. I'll pick up your free agent, you pick up my free agent. So the Raiders get
You're talking about the safety from West Virginia, though, right?
Yeah, the safety from West Virginia.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's going to drive me nuts now.
Yeah. Don't scream out like I did with Lewis Murphy. That's the common joke. But the kid's good, and he was looking for a good contract, but what he was looking for and what the Raiders had in mind for him wasn't there. So he goes to Cleveland, and Randall comes over to us. So I don't know of any of the pieces. I mean, I defy you, unless you're Tommy's brother, Matt, who is a big Browns fan, and I will give him that. Matt. Yeah. Anyway, that's for Matt and the Browns. I mean, I defy anybody to send me some players that are not a quarterback or Myles Garrett or a receiver. Okay. If you can name anybody on the Browns that's not named OBJ, what's his nose, the quarterback, or Myles Garrett, then
is Jarvis Landry on there on the Browns?
Okay, yeah, so that would be your fourth. But really, is there anybody else you know?
And the tight end from Miami,
and Njoku.
Njoku,
who wants out?
Who wants out? Yeah,
right. Yeah. And they got Hooper from Atlanta too. But they overpaid for him as well.
Right. My favorite lady was asking what time am I doing this, and I'm going to go now. There you go. So hopefully she'll be on pretty soon.
Yeah. Now, what was I going to say? Now I'm drawing a blank now. But the Browns, I don't know. Like I said, I think.
Hey, Steve, it's Kobe, baby.
Yeah, the one, the only.
Yeah, it's a Kobe 8. So
I think the Browns can improve upon last year, but I didn't love the Stefanski hire. I still didn't think. I mean, some people seem to like him from Minnesota, but I don't know. Once again, they needed that. I think they needed that established coach to go into Cleveland and take. I mean, I liked McCarthy last year when they brought in Kitchens. I thought that was the move.
When you look at the guys he's gotten to the playoffs, the quarterbacks that he has gotten, lower tier quarterbacks to the playoffs. And I can't even think of the kid's name in Minnesota who
Case Keenum.
No, even before him, somebody else.
Christian Ponder.
Yes.
Tavares Jackson, Teddy Bridgewater.
He got Christian Ponder to take his team to the playoffs.
Ask Tommy if it's Minnesota.
Right now, if you are, and I was about to call him Manziel, but he's close enough because you are going to be out of the league and out of a job. Right. If you can't get your team to the playoffs.
Well, but the biggest problem with the Browns, too, is ownership. Their ownership's terrible. They've constantly been switching. They got into that hole where they were going to try to do the analytics in football, and that blew up in their face. They brought Joe Banner over from the Eagles. That blew up in their face. They brought a baseball guy over to do football. That blew up in their face. So ownership's a real problem with the Browns, obviously, the White Mamba.
All right, here, Tommy. I thought I sent you a link, Tommy. I thought you could jump in, but
Yeah.
Like I said, trust me, if it's Minnesota related, he'll usually right off the top. And if, like I said, if you want to know anything about the Browns, get his brother Matt on, because Matt is Matt is one of 5 Browns fans I know. There you go. Angela likes the jersey.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a Laker jersey. Now, I don't know if you guys heard today, which I said weeks ago when Brandon Brooks went down. I said I thought the Eagles would get Jason Peters and let him play guard. And so they re-signed him today, 1 year, $3 million deal. I think it's a good deal. Yeah. Let him play guard. If you have trouble with Dillard out at left tackle, maybe even you can take Peters and put him at left tackle and let the young kid from Auburn play at guard. So I like the flexibility it gives you on the line for the Eagles. I think it's a good pickup.
That's right at you, Matt Bouchane. That's right at you, Matt Bouchane. They had some spirited conversation.
And speaking of the Eagles, because there's an article, actually, Tommy sent the article earlier, and it talked about how, Philadelphia not having large groups, but the Eagles thought they were exempt from large gatherings. I mean, how did you think you were exempt? But you don't follow the rules in Philadelphia or what? I don't know.
Wait a second. A large gathering of Eagles, that's not a large gathering. It's just it's let me see, a group of 5 drunk people multiplied by X thousand. That's not a large group. You have 5 drunks with another 5 drunks with another 5 drunks, and so on and so on and so on. So that's not a large gathering, right?
Well, I think they figured, Philly, if they're going to let people protest, they should let people go to Eagles games if they want. That's what I think the Philly feels. If they can just go protest by the thousands, we should be able to go watch our Eagles by the thousands.
Nick, I'm sorry. I'm sure it was a great point, but I didn't hear any of that.
Oh. No, I said if they're going to let us protest by the thousands, they should let us watch the Eagles by the thousands. That's what probably the fans are thinking.
Right. I just thought it was funny that they thought they were, exempt was the word they used. Exempt from.
We were talking before, too, Coach, about the Eagles and how, obviously Jadeveon Clowney's still out there. There's some rumors that Jaguars defensive end might get traded before tomorrow. But who I'd like to see the Eagles pick up, because I think they still need a pass rusher? Everson Griffin from the Vikings, a Pro Bowl defensive end. I think he had 9.5 sacks last year. He's still out there, and I think you could get him at a nice price, maybe only $4 or $5 million, and not have to go out to a Clowney and give him like $9 or $10 million.
An incentive-laden deal, and it's funny. As last I checked, I think Marcus Golden, who led the Giants in sacks last year, is still out there.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of all my excess windows. Maybe that's the reason why I can't hear what you guys are saying, because I have too many windows up. So I apologize if it's just me.
Yeah, because I hear Coach fine. Coach, you got me, right?
Yeah,
and I hear you too, Captain Jack.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I got rid of about 11 windows. I only had about 20 of them up on one screen, so apologies. So maybe it's operator error on my part.
Okay, we'll give you that. Throw up the number 302-313-6797 is the number. Taking calls. Jump on in the huddle.
Now, Captain Jack, you brought up yesterday about the NBA players sneaking women in, and I thought you were being a little facetious. That was a true story.
I was not being facetious.
And then I know, and so last night too, a player, they had a quarantine, Captain Jack. He didn't understand the whole meaning of the bubble. He went out and got delivery food and left the bubble to go pick up food and then bring it back to the bubble. So now they got him. He's a former Sixer too. He plays with the Kings Homes. He's now being quarantined because he didn't know that they're allowed, they're not supposed to leave the bubble. So this whole start for the NBA is not going too good. This girl, Ugly Anna, posted up that she's already been in, and let's just say that she's not ugly. I'll say that. She posted up that she's already been in the bubble and been invited. So,
that was the guy I was talking about, the one that said she was invited and was really hot. And unfortunately, gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to reboot my computer because I don't want to have bad sound where I can't hear what you're saying. So I will go back, reboot, and come back in real quick as soon as I can.
Sounds good.
All right. Sounds good, Captain.
Coach, we can get into something.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, Coach, my cousin's been complaining about us not talking about hockey.
Listen, your cousin's been on me. You know, I thought you were talking about hockey tonight. I thought your show was going to be about hocky.
So he sent me
over.
Let's
talk a little hockey so we can get your calm your cousin down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he sent me over the top. I think it was 15 wings in the top 15 centers, and he was complaining because obviously Claude Giroux isn't in the top 15 wings. I guess they consider him a center, but he wasn't in either. And he was saying how Claude Giroux is very underappreciated. And I actually agree with him because, you know, at a point, Claude Giroux was a top 3 player in the NHL. Coach, you frozen there? Oh, man, figures. We're talking about NHL now for my cousin, and everything goes to shit. Now he's gone. Oh, man.
All right, I had some technical difficulties. I lost these guys. So, here is Nevada Nick is back.
My cousin, man, you start talking hockey for him, and then it goes to shit.
I honestly have no idea. You know what's going on. So
yeah, so he sent me, like I said, he sent me the Super 16 for left wings and centers. Now, Sean Couturier for the Flyers was 14th on the list. Although I think Couturier, one of the best two-way players in hockey. I mean, Couturier really good on the defensive side and just one of those tough guys you want on your team, man. You know, they call him Coots here in Philly. You know, hockey, I always love the nicknames, you know, Jonesy, Clarky. And then, like I said, he brought up Giroux and how he's underappreciated. And I'd agree because at one point, Giroux was a top 3 hockey player in hockey. I mean, G was really good. But I think part of the problem is the Flyers just have always been knocking on the door, and they've kind of always been in the shadow of the Broad Street Bullies. You know what I mean?
Right.
They win the back-to-back titles, and we've had some pretty damn good players. But you had Lindros, and everybody thought he was the next one after Gretzky, and then he had the concussion issues, and that kind of failed. And we've had some pretty talented teams. And then we had Richards and Carter, and we thought those were the next 2 guys, and then that went bad. I do like Claude Giroux, though. I do think he's a top 15 guy, but he is getting up there in age now. But I do think the future's bright with Carter Hart.
Yeah, Carter Hart, I think in hockey, that's the key. You get a good guy between the pipes, and you can build around that. I mean, that's the key, especially come playoff time.
And, Coach, that's why I think the Rangers could be dangerous in the playoffs. I really think they could be dangerous. I mean, because they're starting, I believe, August 1st, and they're going to play in Toronto and Edmonton. So the Rangers are going to be the 11th seed playing the Hurricanes.
Right.
The one thing that worries me, the Penguins are the 5 seed, Canadians are the 12 seed. Now, it looks like the top 4 seeds are going to do like a round robin to get the seeding.
Now, here, Nick, dog, Jeff Powell, who's, I guess what are you out in Arizona now, dog? But he wants to know Blue Jackets or Leafs in the best of 5.
Blue Jackets or Leafs in the best of 5. Oof.
Man, it's got to be because they haven't played in so long.
And that's an 8-9 matchup. I'm gonna go Leafs. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go Leafs. I love the young kid Austin Matthews on their team. But yeah, I mean, I think the Flyers are dangerous. I really do, Coach. I mean, and it's a shame because they were playing as good as any other team in the NHL when the coronavirus hit. And now it's like, we've had 4 months. So when they get there, basically you're going to have 4.5 months off. So I think it's going to be completely just wild. You don't know what we're going to see. You know what I mean? So we'll see how the round robin works out for the Flyers and how they seed 1 through 4. But I just don't want to have the Flyers be the 4 seed and get the Penguins in that first playoff round, because no matter what, that's an experienced Penguins team who have won multiple cups with Sidney Crosby, who we hate in Philly, and you still got, what's his name? I can never pronounce his Malkin, Evgeny or whatever, but we got Malkin, and they've got a lot of playoff experience. I mean, I'd rather see Pittsburgh later on than early on. So, but yeah, a lot of good teams, and a lot of good teams in the East. Boston's good, Tampa Bay's good. I think the Flyers are good. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Looking forward to hockey. I mean, maybe they can get a Canadian team to finally win. You know how long it's been since a Canadian team won the Cup, Coach? You know the last team that won was?
Wasn't it the Canadians?
1993. Yep.
I was gonna say it had to be the 90s.
Yeah, because it was right before the year before your Rangers won in 94.
Right, and they beat the Canucks.
Right.
But yes, I remember it was the Canadians. But yes. And yeah, it's a big, huge drought. I used to love, and I don't know if they still have, when they do the hockey night in Canada, and that dude with the bow tie, the little short, I guess he's got the, French accent or whatever.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I could listen to him talk hockey all night,
Yeah. Well, and it's going to be crazy because I always remember in all sports, when you got to postseason, Coach, you see that, except for maybe baseball. I think baseball, you see the game gets managed a little more and a little more tighter when you get to the playoffs. But football, hockey, basketball, you see they take it an extra level, an extra step. Hockey, you're hitting a little harder, skating a little faster. Football goes up another step. I'm kind of excited to see how it starts off, because you're going from 4.5 months of not playing to a couple round robin.
Yeah. I mean,
if you're not a top 4 seed, Coach, you're going right into the playoffs.
Yep.
It's like your Rangers are going right into being in the playoffs. So it's going to be – I think it's going to be interesting, and I think it's going to bring some eyes to hockey. I really do. I like how they're doing things.
Captain Jack, I just sent it. I'll send it again. So because he's saying I need to send him the invite. So I'm going to send it again.
Angela, I am looking forward tonight to checking out the documentary. I'm going to watch your I don't know if it's a documentary or they do a show on the Raiders, but I'm going to check that out because she had said the latest episode had to do with the Eagles, and it made some Eagles fans look bad, which trust me,
I checked out our episode.
I know Philly fans. Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it. It's especially with my I don't know, ADD, ADHD, whatever you want to diagnose me with. I don't know.
Right.
It takes a little bit. It takes something to hold my attention. So I watched the whole thing. So, and
I'm back.
Thank you, Captain Jack, for joining us, Professor.
Yeah, I can hear you, but
thanks for inviting me over for the ribs. I appreciate it.
Professor Klein, he was not happy with you.
I would have sat in the driveway. I'm okay, but no. But posting pictures of all these ribs and stuff, 4th of July weekend. But it's okay, Professor. It's all right. Just we'll remember.
The professor's a caller, Captain Jack, and Coach is a little hurt because he didn't get in.
I'm here, and I rebooted, and your video feed to me, as far as your voice, is very choppy. So I'm probably going to have to call up the computer geeks and say, "Is going on with my computer?"
Yeah.
All right. Hey, now Professor Klein wants to know: do you think any of these pro leagues will change their mind once they get into it and shut it down?
I think the one that's most likely is baseball because baseball doesn't really have a plan. I mean, now look, we've seen some leaks in the NBA plan here with this bubble. A bubble means you're not supposed to, get in it, and they're getting in it. I mean, but I would think baseball because, you got California teams. Where are they going to play? With everything that's going on, are they going to be quarantined? Are they going to be out amongst the people? So I think baseball is the one that probably has the most questions right now.
Because
hockey's in Canada, so
but their schedule too. The schedule that baseball put out is not. It's like all they did was chop games off. They didn't do anything else. They didn't rework it in order to do less travel. The travel is the same. You didn't maybe instead of doing a 3-game series, you moved them to 4 or 5 games, so they're less travel.
Imagine they were talking about, Coach, just like we said, where the Phillies and Yankees play, and they do 2 games in Philly and then go right up to New York. It's like that's the stuff you're trying to avoid. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense to me. So I think baseball's got the most uphill battle. I mean, I think football's going to play. I heard today they basically said for each team with no fans, if they don't have fans, not even including preseason, each team will lose about $70 million just from losing the game. Yep. So that's a lot of money. And then that TV money's huge. I'm sure there's insurance and stuff, but look, these TVs don't want to. The TV studios and football, they want to put football on. So I'd be surprised. I mean, NFL, that's the one thing though. They're arrogant enough to still be thinking about fans. I think that's a pipe dream.
Okay, I think I have to agree with you. I think the fans might be a little bit of a pipe dream, but but it is. I think we really just need to have sports going on. I think it really needs to get going and get some normalcy with what we're doing. I just think it's the. Part of that, Angela, watching your thing last night, it's about people you see maybe once a week. You don't see them for a year, but then you see them again and you jump in right where you left off. And
it's like your friends from school, Coach. You had certain friends.
It's our buddies. Yeah, it's your friends, right?
And school. When you're in school, you're friends. But when you leave school, you're not friends. And that's how it is. Like I said, I'm sure it is with fans and that. So, but like I said, this year, and how do you make that decision? I mean, we all know they're never going to be able to sit 60,000. I mean, I know they're talking about doing like partial stadiums, but how do you figure that out? How do you seat that? How do you figure that out for your season ticket holders?
Ravens said 14,000 is what's going to be the max, and I think.
And that's what, about 25%?
77,000 seat stadium there in Baltimore.
Wow.
I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, what do? You just got to pull 14,000 out of the lottery ticket? Like, is that what you're doing each home game? And just you go in and put your name in the lottery. I just, and is that, supply and demand? Does the price go up now?
Right.
Because now I'm going to pay more money because I'm one of only 14,000 people on that Sunday I can go to a game.
I want it.
You all right there, Captain?
Yeah, I wanted to let you know that I figured something out, and I do apologize. I don't know whether you can hear the extra in the background.
I do. It's on delay.
Yeah, it's on delay. But the thing is that when I watch it on Facebook, there is no lag. It's straight up. I can actually hear you. But see, now it's coming back at me again. So unfortunately, it's a StreamYard issue in my computer. Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is that I can't get you on StreamYard and add to the conversation. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to bow out of StreamYard and just do comments for the show until I figure out maybe what's going on StreamYard.
All right, Captain. We appreciate you jumping in, and we'll try it again tomorrow.
Thank you,
hopefully
Captain.
so.
All right. Thanks, Captain.
Now, Coach, Angela put something up. If you want to put that back up, and that's one thing you got to figure in too, that, even if you allow 20,000 fans,
Yep.
if they're tailgating, which Eagles fans, all
Right.
fans love to do, and
Right.
you getting drunk up, and you're all around each
Right.
other. So that's I'm sure they're not going to be social distant in the parking lot. So there goes Captain Jack down in the comments. Obviously,
Yeah.
I wonder what problem he's having, because I could hear Coach when he was trying to talk. I could hear our voices in his earphones.
I was hearing it too. Yeah. I think
it looked
so.
like he thought we were speaking Mandarin Chinese or something.
Hey, Professor Klein wants to know, what do you got? What are the odds on the names? I know we talked about this a little earlier, but for Professor Klein,
I think the Warriors was the favorite. I think.
See, I thought it was
Red Tails is up there.
Red Tails or Red Wolves. I know I keep hearing a lot of Red Wolves, Red Tails as the kind of the favorites for.
I like Washington Generals too, just because it's in Washington. But was there a basketball team that was the Generals? Was that the
That's who plays the
Harlem Globetrotters?
The Globetrotters, yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah, Captain Jack said Red Tails, Angela. That would be for there was the Tuskegee, is it called? Airmen.
Yeah,
it was a group of black pilots that there's actually a movie. I think it's called, the movie's named Red Tails too, isn't it, Coach?
Yes.
Yeah, a movie a couple years ago that they did about a group of World War II black pilots, or red potatoes. Yeah, I mean, I think they should just go with
the trial. Yes.
I thought pigskins, just because you can still call them the skins. Pigskins of football. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Red Tails, and not to be disparaging. I just don't. Red Wolves. I've never heard. I don't know what a red wolf is. I've never seen a red wolf. So I guess time will tell. I like Generals, Warriors, something of that nature.
Right. I'm putting. I'm looking to see what if they're putting out the odds on what is the name for the name change.
I'll look it up, Coach. You talk.
That's what I'm looking at. But actually, I think Red Tails is the odds on favorite right now. So that's where they're at. I think
Red Tails is favorite at 3-1, Coach.
Okay, Washington Snowflakes.
And then what else do we got? The Generals is 4-1. The Washington Presidents is 5-1. Lincoln's is 8-1. I like this one. The Washington Veterans is 8-1. I think that'd be nice. Give a little shout out to our veterans out there.
Yeah, yep. The Washington Vets. DC Vets. I guess we can.
Because we can.
No, I said I guess we can go with that.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for paying homage to the vets. But
like Captain Jack said, 3 of the Red Tail pilots, the Tuskegee Airmen, were originally from the DC area. So
yeah. Yep. So
it's like Tommy's going at it with Captain Jack there, proclaiming his U.S. Army for life.
Yeah. Oh man, good times here. So we'll see. He wanted to incorporate a Ron Rivera has come out and said that he wanted to incorporate a military into the name.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I really think the Red Tails they're gonna go with that because you kind of for lack of a better term, you're killing two birds with one stone. You're getting two groups at once. You're getting the military at the same time. So,
right. Well, like I said, Coach, we're at the point now. It's 10 days from baseball, so I'm hoping, with everything that's going on. Like I said today, Philly came out and canceled everything, like you mentioned earlier. Right. Our Mummers Parade's been canceled. Our Broad Street Run's been canceled. So they've canceled everything for, I think, 7 months, pretty much the rest of the year. Our Mummers Parade, Thanksgiving Day Parade. You said Phillies and Eagles thought they had a pass for that for some reason, because even the Phillies did too. That I was just reading that. But yeah, hopefully we get our sports, Coach, like you said, because it would help with a little bit of normalcy with all the craziness that's going on in 2020. I mean, it's just been a bad year. I mean, it started off with Kobe, and the shock and the sadness of that, and a local product from Philly and a guy, who my brother's best friend actually guarded in high school, and was somebody we all knew, and just it was just a shame what happened to him, and to see the success he was having in the second part of his life, which a lot of athletes struggle with. This guy went and won an Oscar. You know what I mean? And,
right.
And when you heard his daughter was on there and other kids, was just such a sad start to the year. And then it's just feels like one bad thing after the other since that. And really not a great start to the decade.
Yeah, it really is. It's really a shame. And I just think that somehow, some way, we just need to get back to sports to kind of get some, I guess, normalcy, because because right now without sports, all you're doing is focusing on, there's no escape.
Right.
Like sports is most people, it's their escape. It's right. How you get it, and now there is no escape. So until we can get to that point,
right. And Coach, when you talk about, we're pretty much getting all four right around the same time. I mean, football is going to report 2 weeks from today.
Right.
Baseball starts the 24th. Basketball starts the 31st. Hockey starts the 1st. So, and like I said, hockey, you're going to go right into the playoffs. And NBA, you got 8 games. So, if we can get all this, we're going to have a nice stretch of a lot of great sports, and it'll help give us a little distraction. Like we said, too, you got the Derby in September. You got the Masters in September. Yeah, I agree, Angela.
Yep, Angela.
I'm over 2020. I was over 2020 2 months ago, and it just seems to get worse. And it's marriage.
Oh, yeah.
The Viking and the Raider going at it.
They're going at it pretty good. But
yeah, look, he's trashing the StreamYard. We might have to.
Yeah, man. Well, it is. They're what it is, man, because they do that. I think they do that because they want me to start paying money for it.
Yeah. Or Coach has bad weather, like he always says. Oh, a little bad weather today. But I don't know, because mine and yours seem to be fine. So I don't know if it was, maybe it was, who knows,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the U.S. Open, too. And
I am, too, because actually she's not here. She won't be here.
Angela,
I have plans to take my daughter to the U.S. Open this year.
Yeah,
so,
would that break the record? I know Serena's close to breaking the women's record. Maybe she already broke it for Grand Slams. Maybe she already broke it. But yeah, I mean, Serena, I don't know. Like I said, she's kind of been not Tiger, but she hasn't been able to win a Grand Slam. I think it's been over a year now. I know she had the child and all too, but it's been a while since Serena. Venus is kind of now, I think her game's passed her by. But I think, obviously Serena still has a shot. I mean, probably the greatest women's tennis player ever. I mean, one of the great athletes ever, Serena Williams.
Yes, absolutely. And, I know, when we're down in Florida, because she's in the same area, I know my daughter hopes to bump into her every once in a while. Ooh, maybe we'll see her. Yeah, I'm like, no, we're not going to see her out. but because someone says, "Oh, she's at the Starbucks," so now we got to go to Starbucks all the time. But not be the stalker. Move on. Let's see, what do we got going on?
Got a
here?
war going on with Captain Jack and Tommy here.
Yeah, they are. They're going at it right now.
You know what I'd like to see? Both of them in full garb. Captain Jack in his Raiders gear, Tommy in his Vikings gear, and then just let them, go old school, battle against each other. Okay, 24 will break the record. Okay.
All right, cool. Good. Angela throwing up the stat for us. Love it. Thank you. Thank you, man. Man, I tell you what, man, this became the battle of Minnesota Raiders, Vikings.
Yeah. And Captain Jack, too, if you ever have a problem, he could call in, too. If there's a problem, again, maybe calling in would help next time.
Absolutely. Let me throw the number up just in case, you forget it. There it is, 302-313-6797. Jump on in, be part of the show. We love it.
Poor Captain Jack needs to live back in the 70s when he talks about his Raiders. Because when was the last time they won the Super Bowl? It was 80, right? Wasn't that the last one? Or they win one? Because they lost to the Redskins in 83, right? Did they?
No, they beat the Raiders.
They beat the Redskins. That was the Marcus Allen run. You're right.
The Marcus Allen run.
They beat the Redskins, right.
Correct. And then they lost to the Buccaneers. Was the last time they were there, I think?
Yeah, they lost to the Bucs, Rich Gannon, right. That was the Gruden team. That should have been the Eagles, and the Eagles would have beat the Raiders too. Guaranteed. Yeah, I think he is living in the past, Tommy. I agree with you.
83.
Right.
I thought that was 84. Why did I think?
Because the year after I was born.
Oh, that's right. It was the that was 82 was the strike year. That's right. They won it in the
84
strike year.
was the Dolphins with Marino losing to the Niners, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Isn't it right, Coach? I'm pretty sure. Because 82 was the Bengals Niners, maybe, I think. I don't know. But technically, Serena has the most in the open air with 23. Okay. It's a lot of grand slams, though, man. That's crazy.
It is.
I mean, she dominated for a long time. Yeah, this could be a rematch.
Man, I don't know what they smoke over there in England, Tommy, but man,
yeah.
I have to agree with this one, with Captain Jack, man. Oh, man. Thanks, Captain. Yes, 83 season, 84 Super Bowl. Yes. Okay. There you go. That's it's good stuff. Rocking and rolling here.
That's still 36 years ago, though. Long time.
Absolutely. So, but good stuff. I think, anything else you want to jump out at, Nevada Nick? Anything else you want to jump out and talk about? I am, and the reason why I would like to cut it off for a little quicker than normal is the 5% remaining on my my computer.
Coach, always prepared. Always prepared.
Hey,
Coach.
I'm just trying to be trying.
Coach, I'm going to coach you up. Coach, failing to prepare is preparing. Wait, no. Yeah, failure to prepare is preparing to fail, Coach. So there you go. There's the Coach little motto for you. So is Cook. Oh, that's the $1 million question, Tommy. Because if they don't have him back this year and he holds out without Dalvin Cook, I don't know the team the Vikings are. And I worry about because they've been built on defense. And I was talking about Everson Griffin earlier. That's going to be a big loss, Tommy. And they also lost Xavier Rhodes. So I wonder the effect that's going to have on the defense. And then you lost Diggs, too. So I like the Vikings, but I got to see those holes, filled. And then, Dalvin Cook's the $1 million question. If he holds out, and look, running backs want to get paid now because they know, look at Gurley. you can go from being a top running back to just another guy real quick.
Yep, I agree. They wanted their money early, absolutely. And now Jeff Powell said, the spring football movement is moving. Here we go. Captain Jack coming on.
Call from Captain Jack. To accept, press.
Captain Jack, how you doing?
I'm good there, Coach. Sorry about the. I was typing furiously, and just like Nick said, it'd probably be easier to call in. But hey, Tommy, get a relevant team. Angela's never going to be a Vikings fan.
And Angela, real quick, Angela asked if I'm going to.
I owe a drink for swearing because every time I swear, I had to do a drink per Angela. That's why she said I had to drink. So there you go.
Angela asked if I watched it. I did not, but that is on my list tonight. I'm going to watch it, and I'm curious of your take on Philly, and I wouldn't be surprised if the take isn't great because I've seen how a lot of Phillies fans can act like jackasses, or Philly fans, excuse me, and I've actually been part of their abuse because I was a Lakers fan growing up. I'm a Sixers fan now, but, I've taken some abuse as a little kid, too, I think I was 10 or 11 years old getting called a fat ass by some 30-year-old dude telling me to go to Dunkin' Donuts when I was 11 years old because I like the Lakers, not the Sixers. So I've been on the other end of plenty of Phillies abuse. I just didn't give a shit because I'll go right to Philly and go at them. I don't care.
But now
I see Tommy's picture of the other Captain Jack, but he don't have anything on me. So there you go.
Captain Jack Sparrow, are you talking about?
Well, there's a photo that Tommy just threw up with some guy by the name of Johnny Depp dressed up to try to emulate me.
Oh, the photo! I can't see the photo. I don't know.
Yeah, it was small. I didn't see it.
Yeah. So
no worries. Like I said, Tommy is a wannabe. Okay. Tommy's a wannabe. That's why he's smoking some of Stiz's cigars.
So now, Nevada Nick, what do you think about this movement of college football being played in the spring? Because it's starting to gain traction.
The way everything's starting to break down now, Coach, I really think it's something that might be possible. The way you see, like I said, the Notre Dame's losing games and SEC, I believe, was meeting today. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear tomorrow they're going to follow suit. If they think there's going to be problems in the fall, it's just when in the spring. You're not going to compete against March Madness because they want both those revenues. So That would be my question. When are you going to play the games in the spring? Are you going to play on weekends when you have the NCAA tournament in basketball? I don't know. Like I said, with the world going on.
You start the season after that then. But then how do you?
You have everybody playing on a level playing field, providing that the virus goes down a bit, so you can have the guys that are playing. They could actually work around the NCAA schedule. If they really wanted to, the NCAAs would just have to go to instead of maybe doing the weekends. The NCAAs could actually go during the week, and then the football can be going on the weekend. So you could almost have 7 straight days of college madness, per se, in March. And you'd still get all your football in, and I think it might work out.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, Coach, what do you
we'll
have?
3%, as it starts gaining traction, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I don't know how the NFL said they have no plans in changing the draft. So
they got to get innovative. You know what I mean? You just got to get innovative. UFC found ways. Look, Fight Island was a success. They had a guy drop out 6 days before the thing. They came out with an even better pay-per-view. You just got to have forward-thinking people. So we'll see what happens.
Right. All right, gentlemen, we're up against it.
Coach.
My red light's on. So it's telling me it's time to close it down. Great show.
Yeah, make sure you're recharged next time, Coach.
Yes,
And
I'm going to charge. I'm going to charge up.
If I continue to have StreamYard issues, then I know it's a glitch because I did everything, rebooted, got rid of every one of the windows. So I'm not sure what to tell you. I did try.
All right, we'll try it again tomorrow. We'll try and figure it out. We'll see. So everyone, Facebook Live, we appreciate everybody jumping in. Tommy, Angela, Stiz, everyone, we appreciate it. So check us back tomorrow. We're gonna try this craziness tomorrow and see how it goes.
And tomorrow I'll have my review on Angela's episode of the Eagles.
Oh yeah, so tune in because we'll have the big review for Angela's review.
I'll be the next Roger Ebert.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if you have as many thumbs to go thumbs down as that is needed because I know what you would say. I think it's like 2 thumbs and 2 big toes up. So that's just me.
Okay. All right. So, all right, everyone. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. All right, and